wake up again but you're already tired. It's 6 a.m, you're supposed to be working, so you drag yourself out of bed and open up your computer. Right, let's do this. Today I'm scripting videos, so you open up a Pages document, but it sits there, blankly staring back at you. Fuck it, you can't work like this. You need to chill out a bit before, so you open up YouTube and watch a video. Then another, then another. Now you've got 12 tabs open with videos you need to watch, like when you were addicted to porn back in the day. 11 a.m. comes around and you've still done nothing. You could have been asleep that whole time. Does that sound like you, bro? Well, it doesn't have to be. At the moment, I work about 11 hours a day. I wake up every day at 6 in the morning and then work until about 5 p.m. where I go off and do my full-time job. And if you don't trust me, bro, just look back at my channel. For the past 2 months, I've uploaded a video every single day with fully animated intros, with editing the whole way out. That takes a lot of work. So that right there is the proof that I am doing what I'm saying, but it didn't always used to be that way. Back in the day, I couldn't work for shit. You'd be hard pressed to squeeze out a drop of productive work from me. I'd go to the library and I'd spend the whole time there looking at fucking Manchester United transfer news, watching the football, just anything other than work. So what did I do? How did I start living my life in the way that I could actually use my time productively? Spend 12 hours a day working on my business, even while I had a full-time job. And firstly, you need to optimize your rest time, bro. Because if you want to work on this schedule, if you want 12 hours a day of productive work, then you need to realize that you're going to be pushing your body to the absolute limit. You might only be sleeping 6 hours a day. You're pushing your mind to the limit every time you do any work. And so your rest time is so important. But the problem is so many of us treat our rest times wrong. Maybe your rest time looks like this, bro. You pull out your PlayStation, you start playing Fortnite. You go onto your laptop, you watch Netflix, you watch YouTube. These are things that stimulate your brain. And that is the opposite of what you need if you're trying to have a restful period. You see, a lot of people on self-improvement especially treat their rest time as periods of degeneration where they can go back to their old behaviors because they're supposed to be resting. But that just isn't true. When you're resting, you need to treat that as an extension of your self-improvement work, not a break from it. So even during rest, you need to be doing developed rest, bro, that kind of evolved rest. Lying down, napping, going on a walk, meditating, reading a book. All these things are actually restful. They don't stimulate your mind. They're not on screens or with fucking loud music blaring into your ears. This needs to be a time of no stimulation, of pure and actual rest. Recently as well, I've been experimenting with red light. So I got that idea off the Andrew Huberman podcast. And he basically says that after sunset, so it'll be different everywhere, but for me it's about 8 p.m. right now, I switch on these red LEDs that I bought, and you can get them for cheap, for like 10 quid. I've got some LEDs over there, and one of those sunset lamps that you see on TikTok over there. And when it gets to sunset, I make all the lights red. And that helps me sleep so much. It promotes good rest because it doesn't spike cortisol like blue light does. It means that when you go to sleep, you can actually fall asleep because you're tired, because you've not had your cortisol spike 10 minutes before bed by playing computer games or watching YouTube. And then next is having a productive morning routine, one that is easy to follow, because so many people know that you have to wake up and do work in the morning, right? If you want to be serious about this whole business thing, you've got to be working at 6 a.m. You kind of just do. It sounds like one of them tacky quotes like my 5 a.m. morning routine, but it is true. You just get more hours in your day. It's as simple as that. You sleep less, you get more hours to do your work. But the morning routine is so important because so many people think that they can just get up at 6 a.m. and just start working straight off the bat. But that's not true. Anyone who's actually tried that, anyone who's gone through consistent periods of deep work in the morning knows that there's a transition period in between when you've gone through deep rest and when you're actually trying to do productive work. It takes a bit of time for your brain to shift gear. And having a morning routine, having a kind of set list of things that you need to do to quickly transition your mind from deep rest to alertness is crucial. Before we even say this, bro, you need to be waking up into silence. That is the most important thing. You can't have notifications blaring onto your phone screen from the second your eyes open, because every single one of those is something that will grab your attention. It'll keep you in that kind of deep rest state for even longer. It'll be a fucking TikTok notification, an Instagram DM, a text, a fucking WhatsApp from your boss. You don't need to be replying to that shit right now. Leave it until after you've woken up, till after you've done the work that you need to do during the day. But then the first thing that you need to be doing is getting outside every single morning into the fresh air, actually getting outside. It's not enough just to have the sun coming in through your windows. You need to be physically placing yourself outside. If it's a sunny day, stay out there for 5 to 10 minutes. If it's cloudy, 10 to 20. And if it's overcast, 20 to 30. Don't fuck about with this. it will help you so much, brother. First, it will help you waking up because it lets your body know that it's actually daytime, that you're actually awake. And secondly, it'll just keep you alert throughout the day. It kind of just regulates your circadian rhythm. If you get morning sunlight, then your body knows that in about 10, 12 hours time, it's gonna have to fall asleep again. If you're not doing that, if the first time you get sunlight is 4 hours after you've woken up, then your body has no fucking clue what's going on, bro. It gets to the time when you're supposed to be sleeping and it's like, wait a minute, I only woke up 6 hours ago, because it doesn't realize that it's been awake. You need to get morning sunlight. And then the second you finish that, come inside and take a cold shower. The adrenaline that pushes through your body is the fastest way to wake you up. Not fucking coffee, not a Red Bull, not caffeine, adrenaline. Having that cold shower and letting your body just release those kind of fight or flight hormones will help you so much. It will instantly switch your brain on. So you'll come out of that shower, you'll be reborn into the fucking world and ready to start work. Then finally, meditate. I'd use a guided meditation like Medito, or just do it off your own bat. Set a timer, 5 minutes meditation, I'd say is perfect. To begin with, it's perfect. Maybe you move on to 10 later on, but 5 minutes right now is all you need. Meditate for 5 minutes. You'll see, it'll give you more clarity and focus when you're trying to do that initial work, because it's hard to work in the morning, it just is. And meditation is a great way to focus the mind. You need to start doing it. Then after that, just, bro, get to your work, man. Put your headphones on, listen to some music if you want to, get the battle drums playing, wake yourself up even further just by playing some heavy, bassy music, but just get to work. The next, you need to start implementing some deep work strategies. And the first one is about kind of understanding your mind. So we have this concept of multitasking, right? And maybe you think you're a good multitasker, because a lot of people do, but it's not really a thing. So multitasking is just task switching. You're never actually focusing on multiple things at once. You're just focusing on one thing and then switching to another, then back and then back and then back. That is how your brain actually works. But there's a transition period in between each of those switches. So say you're on your phone, right? And you want to go and do work. There'll be a transition period of about 2 to 3 minutes before you can actually switch focus. And you need to understand that. So that's a very actionable step right there, is when you're transitioning tasks, when you're going from your phone to work, or even, bro, when you're going from your morning routine to doing work, you just want to have a transition period. A period of 2 to 10 minutes where you just sit there literally with nothing. No phone, no computer screen up, because that's not a transition period. That is a task in itself. You have to sit there completely silently, stare at the fucking wall, stare out into space, do whatever you need to do, but just don't do anything stimulating to your mind. Let your mind transition fully so that the next task that you start, you can start it with full focus. But you know what that also speaks to, bro? It speaks to distractions. So many people work in distracted environments and they don't think they do, but if you have your phone there on your desk in front of you and it pings up, that minor distraction is 10 minutes of productive work gone. Like we just talked about with task switching. What happens when your phone pings and you're in deep focused work is your task switch. Your mind instantly starts thinking about the message that's just been received, the fucking YouTube notification that's just dropped. It task switches, and as we just found out, it takes about 10 minutes for it to transition back. So theoretically, if like a conservative estimate, you're getting a new notification every 10 to 15 minutes, then that means you are never in deep focus. If every 10 minutes your focus is ripped onto something new, you're forced to task switch, then you literally never focus fully on anything. If you want to learn more about that, go and check out Andrew Huberman's full podcast on it. That's where this idea has come from. But it is true neuroscience. Your brain needs transition periods between tasks. And then next is proper organization. When you go to do work, you need to know what you're going to be doing. It's a step that so many people kind of forget about. Like they'll just say, oh yeah, I'm going to go work in the morning. What are you going to do though, bro? Like literally, what are you going to do? You need to be asking yourself that at the beginning of every session. I like to kind of do that. So when I start my work, I sit down for a second and I think. I say, firstly, how long am I going to be working for? So maybe 4 hours. And I say it down. I say, literally, okay, I'm going to be working now from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m., 5 hours. I'm just going to do it. And then I write down what I want to achieve. So I'll write down script 6 videos, animate 3 videos, whatever. I'll write those things down. It kind of just gives you some sort of drive, some sort of goal to aim towards while you're working. And it stops that early procrastination of pretending to work by browsing your emails or checking your YouTube analytics and all this shit. Having a proper plan means that you'll actually get productive work done. Finally though, I'm just gonna be real with you, bro, you need something that you actually enjoy. Like if my business was drop shipping, right? I can tell you for a fact, I would not be working on that for 12 hours a day. You need a business that you're actually passionate about, something that you actually believe in, a kind of purpose rather than just doing it for the sake of money. There's this concept called Ikigai. It's a Japanese concept about finding your purpose. And I'm just going to go through it really quickly. There are 4 questions you have to ask yourself. What are you good at? What do you love? What does the world need? And what can you be paid for? If you can answer something that kind of fits into all those categories, that is your true Ikigai. So ask yourself now, bro, if you're doing drop shipping or agency or social media marketing, is that really your Ikigai? Is it really your passion? Because if you're sat there working for like 2 hours a day, and even in that 2 hours, you're barely actually doing anything, every fucking 5 seconds you're on Instagram, then it probably isn't. Honestly, if you can't do 12 hours a day of work on something that you love, then you don't really like it. You don't actually have that passion for it. Maybe you want the money from it. Maybe you want the lifestyle that it brings, but you don't actually have a passion for that thing. The main reason why I can work 12 hours a day on my YouTube is because I have a passion for it. I believe in the purpose, I believe in the mission, and I love what I'm doing. And the easiest way to find this passion is by living a wider life, by having more experiences in it. And that is what I'd advise you to do, brother. If you're at that early stage in this kind of self-improvement journey, and you're trying to find this business idea that will take you forward in the rest of your life, you're not going to find that on a YouTube video. Someone telling you to do drop shipping, someone telling you to do agency, that's not where you find these passions. You find them by living a wide and full life. You see, the problem with self-improvement and concepts like monk mode is that they're great if you have an idea you're going towards. Like for me, monk mode works brilliantly because I already have this purpose. I already have this mission and I know what I'm doing. But if I didn't know that and I was trying to do monk mode, I was just spending my whole fucking days sat in a room, staring at the floor, trying to think, then nothing would ever come into my mind because I'm not experiencing enough. The problem with self-improvement is so much passion is just labeled as dopamine. And dopamine detoxing is like, oh, we're scared of dopamine. Fucking scary. Get rid of that shit. We don't ever experience anything in life. So many of your passions, you don't even understand, bro. You could have read a fiction book that could have given you your purpose in life. Maybe you learned a new instrument and that gave you a purpose in life. There are so many things that could have given you purpose, but you said no to them because you're on monk mode. Because you're trying to avoid dopamine. But you're lying to yourself, brother, because I know every 3 days you're fucking fapping and watching YouTube anyway. So that is the big point of this video really, is find something that you love and that is how you'll work 12 hours towards it. Because if you start drop shipping, you'll quit in 3 weeks. If you start a YouTube channel and you don't actually know how to speak to a camera, maybe you're just not good at YouTube. Some people just aren't good at YouTube, but someone's told you to do it. If you can't do it, bro, don't do it. There are other things that you can do, other things that are well optimized for your life that you should actually be doing. So go and find those things. Then it will be so easy for you to work 12 hours. You'll get up in the morning excited about work. You will go to bed at night thinking about work. You will be in the shower thinking about work. Your bike ride to your other job, you'll be thinking about your business. You will always be thinking about your business if you actually have a passion for it. And if you don't, if you're not thinking about drop shipping 24/7, brother, if you're not in the shower thinking about drop shipping, if you're not watching this video thinking about drop shipping, then you should not be drop shipping. Find something you can work towards 12 hours a day and it will just come fucking easy, brother. Anyway, drop a subscribe if you gained any value from this video and come chat to me on Discord or give me a call. Manifest excellence, brother. I'm so proud of you. See you tomorrow.